what's up? My name is Bria Cheri, and this is the breakdown on my EP, Before the Music. So come along and enjoy this process. This is going to be fun. This is fun. Alright. So my debut EP, if you do not know, let me just back up a little bit. I am a singer, songwriter from New York, originally born and raised from Jamaica, Queens, South Side. What's up? What's up? And so I've been doing music for a long time. I started getting into music when I was 3 years old, a little baby. My mom got me a little keyboard, and from there it was love at first sight. Started playing it then, and we jumped right into piano lessons soon after that. Like, I'm pretty sure it was probably like within a few months. And I just fell in love with music. I learned so much from my instructors back then, and I just continued to grow, and to this day I'm still growing as a pianist. And as a vocalist, I got into it right around my teenage years, early preteens, so probably around 10, 11. I'm 23 now as we make this video. So, it's been a long process of perfecting my craft of music and singing and just enjoying just everything that music entails. And music has always been an outlet for me, and a great way to express myself and tell my story. And so professionally, I've been pursuing becoming an artist professionally, and I am independent. I've been pursuing it now for about 2 years and going on 3 next year. And it's been a very fun process, and the only way I can describe it is it's magical, and I'm very grateful for what I've been able to accomplish thus far. And so that leads me into talking about this project, which is my very first EP, Before the Music is what it's called, and it was produced entirely by my big bro in my heart, Donnie Clang. And if you remember making the band Sean P. Diddy Combs' reality show back in the day, Donnie was on that, and he did his thing with them and everything. And since then, he does have a studio out in Long Island, Nassau County, called Loft Sound Studio. And I called them up, and I was looking to work with people and just, get in the studio, start working with producers or just anybody I can get in touch with to start this process, because I knew, backtracking a little bit, I knew that music has always been something I wanted to do, and I knew of people that had studios either in New York or in Connecticut or whatever the case was, but they, for whatever reason, didn't want to work with me. That's not a big deal, so I ended up getting in touch with Donnie, and I poured my heart out to him. I told him everything that I've been feeling and wanting to do, and knowing that I know that this is what I'm meant to do. I know what I can do. I just need to work with people that can, help cultivate it even more. Working with someone like that and who is knowledgeable, he is super talented. It definitely, just further enriches my appreciation for this art and for him, and wanting to be the best artist that I can be. So with that being said, I know I kind of backtrack a little bit. My goal here with this video is to really open up, connect with you, the fans, the supporters, and just showing my thanks and gratitude, and also talking about the project, talking about it in a more intimate way. And I felt like this was the best way for me to go about doing this. And my goal going forward is to let you all in on this journey. I plan on documenting as much as I can, because I am working on a new project coming out within the next few months. So stick around after the breakdown, and I might talk a little bit about that. Let's jump into my breakdown of my EP. The reason why I decided to go with naming my project Before the Music, I think it really stems from just really telling my story. It's just a big celebration, a culmination of all of the years I've put into this craft, practicing day in and day out, singing day in and day out, and writing, and just needing that perfect situation to really take off and make a whole EP. And like I said, I don't know if I did say this. Let me just cut and do it again. So the reason why I named my EP Before the Music, I think the reason I was going for was to celebrate all the years that I've done perfecting my craft, singing every day, playing piano every day, dancing and doing all these different things. And music has always been the main driving force in my life. So to be able to finally put out a full EP is incredible to me, especially as an independent. I'm doing everything on my own, with some help of my mom and Donnie and Chris Reeder, who did shoot my music video for one of my songs off the EP. I'll get to that in a second. With the help of some of these really incredible people, Motion, who has done some photography for me, with the help of these people, I've been able to do this. So I think naming it Before the Music is just a way for me to say, hey, get to know me and my journey, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. It's also a celebration of my family as well, because I do come from a little bit of a music family background. My grandfather, who I don't know if you can see the picture over here, but there's a picture of both my grandpa and my nana in the background over there. And he used to be a manager way back in the day. And, he also played a couple instruments here and there. And I also have a great aunt who passed away a few years back, but she was an incredible vocalist. And she was singing in the church. She became a deacon in the church before she passed. And so it's just a big celebration of them and of me, and just showing love to who I am and where I come from. That was the main reason behind the naming of it Before the Music, getting to know who I am. I did shoot the cover at Flushing Corona Park in Queens, and where I'm from. And that was a special moment too, because I always loved the park and the big globe and the science fair thing and then everything. It's just, Queens is such a magical place, and I'm proud to be from there. I do live out in Long Island now, but I'm always a Queens girl till the day of infinity. And that's just where I'm from. That's who I am at heart. And so it was just a big celebration of everything that led to me doing this today. So that's it for that part. Come along, and we're about to break into every single song that's on the EP right now. The first song off of the project is Journey. And it's probably, I think, the shortest song on the EP. I personally think it's a great party song. It's a little low key because it's not entirely R&B, but it has those influences in there. So when I initially started working with Donnie, how we work is I came to him with an idea, and I told him, I think it was like in the studio. We were in the studio one day. I was like, I want to try out different sounds, and for Journey, it has like a very house music vibe. It's very house music vibe influenced. My mom actually grew up obviously during that time, and she was like, you should do something with house music. And I was like, I don't really know, but I'll try. So it was definitely an ode to that vibe and that sound. And how I came about writing it was basically, I wrote it in one night, and I think originally I didn't know what I wanted it to be about, because it was such a different type of vibe. I wasn't sure what I would talk about. And I think originally it was going to be probably maybe a love song or some type of party song. Who knows, child? I don't know. But I was like, all right, I needed to kind of revamp what I was going to do for that song. And whatever I originally wrote, I don't even remember. I had to just cross it out, try again, because it just wasn't working. So I had to listen to the song, and I came up with this idea of, let's talk about exactly what I'm feeling in that particular moment, in that night. And it was like a night before I had to go to the studio to see Donnie and do the song. And I was like, I'm getting down to the wire here. We got to figure this out. And I pulled on everything that I was feeling in that moment. Journey is basically about going through life, experiencing, wanting to be doing what you're passionate about, but at the same time you have obligations. You have a job, or you go to school, or you're doing different things that are kind of keeping you from pursuing something you really want to do, or you're trying to be happy, but you're going through things that are making you not so happy. So I went into that process, literally writing it out. I was like, can't imagine the things I'm going through in this road of uncertainty. Got a lot on my mind, don't know what to do. 'Cause I need to release my mind, but I don't have time. I just wanna be happy, 'cause that's what I need. And I wrote that night. It's like I literally, it was exactly what I was feeling, having a lot going on, and you're kind of just overwhelmed with all these things that you want to do and can't do, or you can't do right at that moment. And I need to release my mind, but I don't have time. I don't have time to have fun, let go sometimes. I'm always on the run, I'm always doing different things, and I don't have all the time in the world. I just want to be happy. That's what I need. And yeah, we're always looking for ways to be happy, feel good, so that was part of it. And then for that chorus part, because the chorus part is just a big dance break, and it's just a big old dance break, and I was like, I really don't know what I'm going to say for the chorus. I think I pretty much summed up what the whole premise of the song is within that first verse. So I just go into let's dance. Of course, I felt there was no need for lyrics. I was like, you know what, let's just dance. Let's just dance, because dancing is the best way to just let go and have fun. No pressure. Nobody judging you, nobody doing anything. You just kind of dance and let go. And then that led into verse 2, which is, I love the way I kind of worded this together. Obligations lead to frustration, stress bottled up inside. Like, I love the way I came up with that. It was just unique, because it's true. You have all these different obligations, and you get frustrated, and all this stress, and you just want to, again, let loose and be free, and it leads to the chorus. And actually, Donnie is actually singing in the background of the chorus, well, the pre-chorus, excuse me, I need to release my mind, but I don't have time. So he's in the background of that. It was basically because I needed, that male lower vocal range. So he jumped in the studio, in the booth, and laid down that part, matching it up with me, which was the first time that he actually got in on the song with me. So that was pretty fun. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So that's Journey. And, that was the perfect title for it, just naming a journey, because life is a journey, and you're going through all these different things. And yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but at least you can dance through it, and you can vibe to it. And I hope that you relate to the song, because it was really something that came out of my heart that night. And I love it. I love the song. It's not really a song, it's an interlude on my EP. It's called Nana's Missed Call Interlude. And this one is special to me. I know a lot of you, many of you, don't really know why I decided to go with that. it leads into the next song, which is Missed Call. And this interlude I felt was special because who's on that interlude is my Nana, who is in the picture back here. You can't really see her. I might pop up a picture of her. And she was the most incredible woman I could have ever known in my life. And she passed away in 2005, and I was 9 years old at the time. And I loved her so much. She was such a stoic, beautiful, just incredible woman. Incredible woman. I miss her every day, and she never got the chance to hear me sing. Don't want to get emotional. She never got to hear me sing. She obviously saw me playing piano. She went to my recitals and all that stuff. So I think that was a voicemail to my mom, actually. And that was one of her last voicemails that she sent to her, you know, back when everybody actually called each other. So I decided that that was a cool little piece of just her in the project. I still have it on my phone to this very day, and because at the time you were able to save the voicemails, you know, to your phone, to your email. So to this day, I still have her voice in my phone, and I'm able to hear her. I still hear her in my head. Still have the memories of her. But whenever I want to hear her voice, I'm right there. I can hit play and hear her talk. So I thought that was a cool little thing to kind of throw in there, and it means a lot to me for her to at least be in the project, or at least a part of the project in any way. So yeah, it's a little deep. It's a little deep. I know that, you know, it probably threw everybody off, or if you have listened to it, you probably don't get it, but hopefully now you do get why I decided to use that. And it leads into Missed Call little I felt like, I'm pretty sure my mom answered that call or returned that call, but I just thought it was a cool little moment there where it's like a voicemail, and you might not get back to that call. And it led into Missed Call, which is about a relationship, and it might have been about me. You know, a lot of my songs are 50%, you know, real experiences that I've gone through, or it's experiences that other people that I know of have gone through. So with this particular one, it was about a relationship with me and you know, people I've been in relationships with that we were not seeing eye to eye, and Missed Call is just basically that. You know, you're trying to work things out with your significant other, and things, you know, it's just hard, you know, because they're thinking one thing, you're thinking the other, and you're clashing. So that song is special to me as well. The bridge is my favorite part. I want to get back to love. I'm tired of all the fighting and the lies. But if things change, or if things remain, you know, but if things change and stay the same, then I will move on. No. You know, so I wrote all the songs, and everything is real. You know, those are real experiences. Those are real pain, real, just like, you know, look, either you're gonna change and we're going to get on the right page, or I'm done. I'm not gonna keep you know, rehashing this energy and feeling this negative energy. You know, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Okay, so you better change. So that was the premise of Missed Call. Donnie played the guitar on there. A funny story, and he tells us all the time. He can play guitar a little bit, but he had to play it on his lap, you know, so he was literally playing the chords, playing the riffs to it on his lap, and I was like, it was so funny. But it just shows, you know, that it doesn't matter, you know, as long as you have the talent and you do it and it comes out great, it doesn't matter how you play the guitar, as long as you played it, you know. So that was a funny process of making the song, and the beat is like, the beat is a very, I guess, is it like a 90s, you know, you know, ballady type of song, type of vibe that I wanted for this one, because it's an emotional song. You know, it's not really a happy song. It's definitely not happy, and it's not really, you know, angry. You're angry, but you're not like over the top, like, Khalees, I hate you so much right now type of vibe. You're at the point where it's like you're ready to go either way, but you're hoping that this guy is willing to change. So it's a very melancholy song and vibe. So the next song off of the EP that comes up right after is Here With Me, and that song is very special to me. That song is about 2 years old now, and that was the first song I recorded with Donnie when I first started working with him, and it's very special. It's definitely my favorite song off the EP, or it might be second. It's a second. There's another one that's my favorite too, but this one is definitely special, and it's about you know, it's not even a relationship song. I wrote it with the intent of talking about how dating life is these days, in this day and age, or, you know, the lack thereof rather, because, you know, not a lot of dates happen these days. But anyway, I digress. And it's about, you know, being interested in a guy and you don't know him and he doesn't know you, and it can be flipped either way. You know, there's a lot of times in my life where, you know, whether I'm on campus or somewhere at LIU or just walking around anyway, sometimes you might see a cute guy walk by and you're like, wow, you're cute, but you guys never really, you know, have that face-to-face meeting or conversation. So it's basically about imagining, you know, dating that guy, being with that guy, however you interpret that part of the song. But it's definitely about just the lack of meeting people face to face. Hi, how you doing? My name is, you know, George. My name is Bria. We should link up, you know. You know, you don't really get that these days. So that was the intent of the song, and how we came about creating it. Obviously, I grew up in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So a lot of my influences are throughout the entire project. Definitely for this song, we were listening to Aaliyah. We were listening to, I think it was either, what was it? I think it was Come Over. And we were listening to it, and we just decided, we're both, me and Donnie, big fans of Aaliyah. May she rest in peace. And this was my ode to her and to that time. And, you know, the vibe is very reminiscent of that sound. So I love it because of that. I mean, initially, when, even just from the intro, it instantly grabs you, you know, with that you know, I love that part. And then you know, again, and it took me a little while to write because I wanted to be sure that I got my point across in the song and got the message across. And in the end, you know, the pre-chorus into the chorus, you know, I like the way you move. You got exactly what I need. I want you here with me. Right here is where you should be. And then it goes into the chorus. So won't you come to me? I have what you need, baby. I just can't explain. All I know is that you can't go wrong with me. You know, it's like, all you know is that if this guy chooses you, it's gonna be great. You know, you have exactly what they need, or at least what you think they need, and you want to be in their life. But in the end, the song really doesn't have a conclusion, which is how I wanted it to be, because in the end, you really don't, you guys never even meet. You never meet, you never link up potentially, because people don't really come up to people anymore and just introduce themselves. They just keep going about their day, or they pull up their phone and they don't they don't look at you in the eye. So in the end, I wanted it to end on a uncertain note, because you don't know whether they meet or not. So even in the video that I shot for the song, special thanks again to Chris Reeder. He is an incredible videographer and artist in his own right. So, please follow him on his social media, Mind of Chris Reeder on Instagram. I believe it's on Twitter too. He's working with so many incredible people, and watching him do his thing is super inspirational, and I can't wait to work with him again. He shot the whole thing. We did it in Queens, in Astoria Park, out there, and I got a bunch of people into the video. The lead guy that plays my lead guy, Anthony DeLuke, he was an incredible guy, super sweet, super kind, and we were able to put the whole visual to life, and you can check out the video after you watch this, and it's a sweet video, and I think it's a great first video for me. It was just a great introduction to you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And I have received a bunch of messages of people that have liked it, and I'm grateful, because it was a long day. It was a long day. It was a little humid out. And we were hoping that it wouldn't rain that day, and it did in the end. Especially in the shot where I'm in front of a mural, and it's like the wind is blowing through my hair. That was actually rain, and you don't really notice it with the magic that Chris does that on the camera in the post editing. That leads to, last but not least, No One Like You, which is my favorite song on the project. And I'll tell you why it's my favorite. It is the longest song on the project, and on top of that, it was just so much fun to write and create. What came to me was the Mary J. Blige and Method Man vibe of You're All I Need, and we played the song back, and I was like, what would be a cool idea if we, kind of recreated that vibe and that sound and made it something like if it came out today type of vibe. And he agreed, and the minute he played, he jumped on the keys and did the blah 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 da, 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 da. And I was like, yo, this is it. From that moment I knew we were heading in the right direction, and from that point we came together with the drums, we decided the cadence on that, the bass, and from there it took me a few weeks to write, because I wanted to be, very sure with exactly how I wanted to word things, how I wanted to again get the message across with, you're in a relationship, and you're there for that person, you're supportive, you're with them, and you're there for them, and you help each other navigate through whatever you're going through, and you're all I need to get by. And that was the message that Meth and Mary were talking about in their song, and so we were able to do that. And by the time I finished laying off my parts, woke up in the morning and I know it's gonna be alright. I got you by my side, and there's no place I'd rather be. And I came up with the melody. I came up with all the melodies, and I got through all of that, got to the chorus. You always know the right things to say. Keep a smile up on my face. I'm just so addicted to you. And I was like, okay, all right, we got that done. We got the bridge idea I had anyway, but I felt that it needed a rapper on it. I wanted a rapper on it, and I couldn't find anybody that I felt could really do it. And so I was in there, I was like, Donnie, I need to get a rapper to jump on this. And he was like, I can do it. And I was like, really? Because I never knew he could rap. I never knew. I just know him for being, you know, the singer down here. I didn't know he could rap, and he said he would do it, and I watched him literally within minutes write out the verse, write out his 16, and he was writing it. He thought about it for a minute, and then he started writing, and I jumped on my Instagram story at the time, and I was like showing, or live, I think it was, I was like showing, you know, us working on the song. And he wrote it within that time, and then within I'd say it took maybe about 10 minutes or so, maybe, and then he jumped in the booth and did his part, and I had to, you know, manage the board and hit record and all that stuff, so that was cool. And I was very impressed with how it came about, because he wasn't, you know, saying it out loud, he was writing it, so I had no idea what he was going to say on it. So when he recorded it, I was like, wow, you know, and it was so cool. He's such an incredible guy, and he's like my big brother. So it was so cool to get him to rap on the songs. Like I said, I've never heard him rap before, and up until that point, I don't think, you know, unless he's done it for songs that he's never put out, I've never heard him rap. So it was super fun to see him, you know, yeah, I, in a way, challenged him, and he knocked it out of the park, and I was like, okay, he stepped up to the challenge and did it for me. So that's another reason why I really appreciate the song. I really enjoyed making this project before the music, and I hope that you've enjoyed it, and for anybody that's new watching this, you know, I hope that you appreciated my breakdown, even though you haven't heard it yet, but feel free to listen to it after you're done watching this video, and you can you know, download it or stream it wherever you prefer that you get your music from. It's out everywhere, and it's for you to enjoy. It's been out for a year, and I'm finally getting around to making this type of video. Like, I've been juggling so much with school and getting my degree and doing music at the same time, so it's like it's a lot to juggle, but I'm very excited to talk about this project and to show you, well, allow you to listen to the work, and I hope you enjoy it. Continue to enjoy it. The next goal for 2019 is to, you know, be more revealing in this way, be more open, and let you guys connect with me as I connect with you, and as I enter into the next chapter of my career. And I am planning on making another EP very soon. It's going to be out within the next couple months of the new year, so I would like to document, you know, the process of the creations and everything. So stay tuned for more types of videos like this. I might even have like different videos where I talk about things that I want to get off my chest a little bit. I really don't want to call it rants, but you know, just little fun tips and advice and things that I go through that maybe I'll share with you. And if you're interested in keeping up with me and seeing what else I post here on YouTube or on Instagram or Twitter, you know, feel free to subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Bria Cheri _, so BRIACHERI _, and you can keep up with all the music I'm making and the journey. It's a long journey, especially as an independent artist, and any amount of love and support I get, it's greatly appreciated. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I would like to do more talking. I like this a lot. I think I'm onto something here. So I might call it maybe street talk or something, kind of base it off of my radio show where I had like this talking segment where I just kind of talked about, you know, hot topic events. But I think I might call it Bria's Street Talk or Flavor of the Week. I don't know, Flavor of the Month. Who knows? Who knows? Just know that I love and appreciate you. Please stay tuned. Subscribe if you'd like. I love that. I'll follow you back, show you love back. Leave a comment. Share this, because this is going to be on all the platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I might have a little snippet. So feel free to follow me. I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for those that have supported me up to this very point. I really, truly can't thank you enough. And we appreciate you. I appreciate you. you know, and I look forward to the new year and see where I go from here in this music thing. And I know it's going to be great. And as long as you guys are along with the journey, it's going to be even greater. So thank you. Peace and love. I'm out.